Hey folks, welcome to another Broken Meeple shelf by shelf video. We're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gotta learn how to count while I catch my breath, but this is the shelf here. 4 games, and yeah, people sort of think, oh, you don't like heavy games. You're always ragging on Great Western Trail and you know, Brass and Terraforming Mars and stuff like that. It's like, you just don't like heavy games. Hello? You know, I do like heavy games. It's just, I like heavy games with theme, unless the heavy game just sort of sings to me, like in terms of its mechanics. This lot though, 4 very good, well, 3 very good, 1 good heavy games here. So, Teotihuacan, as I think it's pronounced, God knows whether that's right or not, but this one from Daniele Tassini, you know, this one, I'm getting a little sick and tired of their thing of like, their names are going to be beginning with T and named after stuff you can't pronounce. But, oh well, it's a gimmick, they're doing it, why not? At least it makes them stand out. But this one is a solid one. It's got the expansion as well, and it basically allows you to... In fact, I think it's got 2 expansions in here. Yeah, because I bought the second one as well. But here you've got the cool dice mechanic of the rondelle system where you move a dice around, you trigger the location based on the value of the dice and the number of dice that are there, the costs increase if there's more people there, and you're building up this giant pyramid or leveling up these other pyramid tracks. It's dry. I mean, the theme is kind of tacked on, but the mechanics in this are just very interesting. You've got the variable technologies every game, you've got the variable starting setups, which I love in games. Variable starting setups is always a good thing. And you've now got 4 temples there, because you have 3, now you've got 4 with this orange one. So you've got these different strategies you can go for, like am I going cocoa heavy, am I going to build the pyramid, decorate it, am I going tech heavy, am I building the houses? Yet to see the houses actually work as a strategy though. Am I collecting masks? There's lots of different ways to play it. The expansion's just basically added more cool variety, and even the solo mode by David Turczi is pretty decent as well, although it's quite a bookkeeping nightmare in order to get it to work fully. But yeah, all in all, really enjoy this one. Next up, I don't know how much longer this one's going to be in the collection for, because this is quite a I apologise for noise outside, but I can't really help it. But this one, Meegistus. Oh my god, this is a heavy game. But I don't know how much longer I'll be holding on to it, because it is just that heavy. You know, it is a nightmare to teach this game because the rulebook's not perfect, but there's also so much you have to know what's going on. I mean, this one will burn, this one will melt your brain every time without fail. It's going to happen. And with this, with Meegistus, you are alchemists, so you are trying to manipulate these cubes on your board to make all these different chemicals in order to perform experiments, so essentially cash them in for cards. And the cards come out are different. You've got these special tiles that can give you bonuses as you do various chemical transfusions. But my god, it is... Oh my god, it is hard to like gauge it, because you've got the dice here of all the different symbols, you've got the different colours, each of which has meaning as to what you're allowed to take. And then you've got to try and plan this massive puzzle on your board for like, hang on, if I put this cube and transmute it that one, that will give me a black there, but I need essence to do it. But if I get that essence by this one, then there. If I share your action, I can get a cube on here, I can transfer 2 cubes to be a grain. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. It really does melt your brain cells without any question. And for that reason, I don't know how much longer I'll be able to hold on to it, because I do like it. I think I gave it an 8. Check out my review of it. I think I did it in January this year. But it is definitely an investment in terms of time, because I mean, each game's going to set you back a good 2.5 to 3 hours anyway. It's an investment in rules learning, because there's a lot of rules to take in, and you're going to need at least 1 or 2 learning games. And again, I play with a lot of new people all the time, so it's not an easy one to get to the table for that respect. But if you are looking for a super heavy, pretty thematic game, I mean, it makes sense with the whole alchemy transfusion and stuff. It feels like you are alchemists. But yeah, you want a brain burner? Then look no further than Meegistus. And again, what is it with the T's? Right, this is the good one on the list. I don't think this is an amazing game, but I still think it's good, and it's currently in the collection for now. Maracaibo. There are some people who will claim this is the best game of the year last year. What games were you playing? No. It's still good. This one from Alexander Pfister, who, according to a lot of Eurogamers, can do no wrong. But, you know my thoughts on Great Western Trail, and Mombasa, and Blackout, and a few others. But with this one, Maracaibo kind of just worked for me. With this one, you're sailing around the Caribbean, and yes, if you watch my review of it, I do this hilarious sketch on where the story mode in this doesn't make sense. Because they put a campaign story mode in it, but frankly, all it means is you just redo a couple of tiles on the board. The story is completely it's completely boring as all get out, and it doesn't make sense because each loop of the board is meant to represent 10 years, yet the story has you going to a location, finding a woman, and then going to visit the husband on the second round of the board. Well, it took you 10 years to do it? I did this huge like SpongeBob SquarePants sketch where I just made absolute fun of that. But the game itself is still fun. The game itself with like leveling up with 3 different nations, France, Spain and England, and the like going around some multiple paths to victory, the fact that you can move as far as you kind of want to with some restrictions, but of course you can't go backwards, so you got to think, oh, how slow do I move, how fast do I move? But I love, the thing that makes me like this game is the multi-use cards. Multi-use cards, they sing to me in most games. With this one though, your card is needed for trading, it's needed for doing quests, it's needed for the character ability, it's needed for the location number on it sometimes, it's needed for like the cheap cost or not. There's so many ways to use the cards, and you cycle through them so fast that you will see a lot of them. Now, granted, your path to victory is kind of dictated by these cards, and there are some paths to victory in here which I swear I'll never see happen because the stars have to align for you in order to find the cards that go with it. But nah, I enjoy this one. You know, I think the campaign mode is a bit of a waste of space, and certainly it's a long game. I mean, with 4 players, this can take a long time for the few actions that you have, but it's probably one of my favourites of, in fact, this would be my favourite heavy Alexander Pfister game. I like his lighter stuff. You know, I like Isle of Skye, I like Broom Service, I'm okay with Oh My Goods, wasn't a fan of Expedition to New Dale, I thought that was a bit dry and boring. But, you know, with this one, this one out of his heavy games is the one that I say, oh, you want to play it? Good, I'll join in. You know, and it's in my collection, that's a big deal. And then this one surprised me. I mean, I had some cool ideas with this one, but Cooper Island, never heard of the designer, never heard of the game. I just saw it at Essen, and it was impossible to get a game in because the Germans were basically hogging it for 3 hours apiece. Take note, Capstone Games, when you have demos at a convention, don't make them full length for heavy games, okay? 30-minute demos, not 3 hours. Thank you. But this one's bashed to high heaven because they gave me a review copy, but I didn't email them before the convention because I'm an idiot, so the only review copy they had was one that was basically a ding and dent. My fault, my bad, but at least I got a copy of the game, what the heck. But this one is great. You build up this, you've got these peninsulas on the board, and this is one of the tightest games I've ever played. I mean, oh my god. You want it to be super tight for money and resources? Look no further than this game, because you have got to manage yourself well or you will lose. And a typical winning score is in the 30s. Every point is like paramount in this game. But what you do is you build up your little peninsula of these tiles, these different terrain tiles, and as you stack them on top of each other, they generate their food, iron, wood resources, and they're stronger the higher the stack. But you're also building buildings with some special powers, point scoring cards, statues that get you points recurring. And I love the fact that the score track in this is essentially a mechanic in itself. You've got 2 ships that sail around the outside, and via these ships, they pass over these tiles that you place down. And as your ship goes over the tile, you get the bonus. But it can go around the island all the way to the opponent's stuff and sail over their bonus tiles, and you get their stuff. It's like really cool. The score track is a bonus mechanic. Kudos to that sort of design. I thought that was just really cool. But it's a fairly dryish game, but the theme kind of works in it in the sense of, oh cool, I'm building up this cool little peninsula island. And I think that's what appealed to me more. Yeah, I'm not usually the biggest fan of tight, restrictive games, but with this one, I like the idea that each time I play it, I've lost more games than I've won of it, certainly, but I want to find out how to do better. I want to do better. I want to try this path next time. I want to try this path next time. And I think it's because I like building up my island. I like seeing a game where you see the progression on the board of what's going on. I don't just simply mean, oh, a tile comes out on the board and fills up, like brass. But I'm talking about, I'm building up this cool island. I started with flat land, now I've got this huge, massive meadow, a ton of mountains, massive mining things. It's kind of like a bit like how Caverna sings to me. But 2 to 4 players, it's a long game, very long, although there's a very good tabletop simulator, one of this I played the other week, which does well for it. And It's going to be a learning game for quite a few games. I mean, I'm no expert at it even now, but yeah, I mean, check out my review for it. I think I did it in December, and this is a solid one if you want a heavy, very tight resource management game. So yeah, that's it for shelf 7. I'm going to move on to shelf 8 when it's a little bit quieter outside. But thanks for watching. Keep up to date with these videos. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next Broken Meeple video. Remember, it's only a game. Take care.